ballads to suit your every mood. Only on Gold FM. 93 or 93.2 FM, island-wide.
Making way for a prosperous Sinhala and Tamil New Year. The news headlines. On Gold FM.
Good evening, I'm Atik Rumi bringing you the news on Gold FM. In your headlines, water cut schedule announced. Failing A-levels does not mean that the future is bleak.
Everyone can't become a professor, chartered engineer. Now we have to think about other factors like professional painting, professional plumbing, professional welding. We have to think about.
Pillayan to be remanded until AG's advice is received. No corporal punishment allowed in schools. It is unrealistic to open Hormuz Strait by force, says Macron. Nuwan Tushar takes SLC to the court.
The top story on Gold FM.
Water supplies will be suspended from today until the 10th of April across several regions. According to National Water Supply and Drainage Board, 3-hour cuts will occur every other day between 10 p.m. and 1 a.m. in Battaramulla, Pamankada, Vellavatta and Niyanawala. The board also stated that Padukka, Homagama, Palanvatta and Pannipitiya face a 24-hour disruption starting at 8 p.m. today, followed by 3 days of supply. Officials linked this decision to a rapid decline in water levels at the Kalatueva and Labugama reservoirs. Speaking to media, this is what Chairman of the National Water Supply and Drainage Board, Chandana Bandara, and Deputy General Manager Disna Pannila said, and in the interest of clarity, we refrained from dubbing in their remarks.
ඉදිරි සති 1-3 ඇතුළත වර්ෂාපතනයේ බොහෝ අඩුවීමක් වර්ෂාපතනයේ නොලැබී යන්නම ඉඩ තියෙනවා. කල්ටුවල් ජලාශය තවත් දින 20කට වගේ පමණයි අපිට ජලය ඉතුරු වෙලා තියෙන්නේ. මේ තත්ත්වය කළමනාකරණය කර ගැනීම සඳහා ඉදිරි සති 3 ඇතුළත ඒප්‍රිල් 20 වගේ කාලය අතරතුර අපි යම් ජල කළමනාකරණයක් යටතේ ජල සම්පාදනය කරන්න සිද්ධ වෙනවා. ඉතින් මේ වැඩපිළිවෙල අපි සකසලා තියෙන ඇති වෙන්න පුළුවන් නරකම තත්ත්වය ගැන කල්පනා කරලා. ඉතින් හෙටින් ආරම්භ වෙන සතිය ඒ කාලය තුල පැය 24ම ජලය ලබා දුන් සමහර ප්‍රදේශවලට යම් සීමා කිරීමක් කරන්න අපිට සිද්ධ වෙනවා. උස් තැන්වල නිවාස තිබෙන තැන්වලට ජලය ලැබීම අවම වෙන්න පුළුවන්. එහෙම නැත්නම් ජලය ලැබීම නැති වෙලා යනවා. තට්ටු දෙකේ වගේ නිවාසවල උඩ තට්ටුවට ජලය නොලැබී යන්න පුළුවන්. මේ මොහොතේදී මේ අත්‍යවශ්‍ය ක්‍රියාමාර්ග ගත්තේ නැති වුණොත් ඉදිරි සති දෙක මේක මීටත් වඩා නරක තත්ත්වයකට පත් වෙන්න පුළුවන්. තත්ත්වය කළමනාකරණය කර ගැනීම සඳහා අපි දැන් තමයි ජල කප්පාදුව අද ඉඳන් තමයි පටන් ගන්නෙ.
කලටුවාව ජලාශයේ සහ ලබුගම ජලාශයේ යම් ජලය නිෂ්පාදනයේ අඩුවීමක් සිද්ධ වුවොත් ඒක පාදුක්ක, හංවැල්ල, මහරගම සහ පන්නිපිටිය කියන ප්‍රදේශයන් සඳහා දැනට පැය 24 සපයන ජලය සැපීම අත්හිටුවීම අද දෙවැනිදා රෑ 8 ඉඳලා පටන් ගන්න තමයි සැලසුම් කරලා තියෙන්නේ. ඒට පැය 24ක ජල කප්පාදුවක් ලබා දීමට අපේක්ෂා කරනවා. ජලය සැපීම අත්හිටුවීම මුලින්ම පටන් ගන්නේ පාදුක්ක ප්‍රදේශයෙන් අද රෑ 8 ඉඳලා 3 වෙනිදා රෑ 8 වෙනකන් පැය 24ක ජල කප්පාදුවක් ලබා දීමට අපේක්ෂා කරනවා. ඊට පස්සේ යාලට අපි දවස් 4ක් වෙනකන් දිගටම ජලය සපයනවා. 3 වෙනිදා රැයට හෝමගම් ප්‍රදේශයට, ඊට පස්සේ පැලැන්වත්තට 4 වෙනිදා රැයට ජල කප්පාදුව සිද්ධ කරනවා. ඊට පස්සේ හෝමගම් ප්‍රදේශයට පැය 24ක ජල කප්පාදුවකින් පස්සේ 10 වෙනිදා වෙනකන් මේක තමයි අපි සිංහල අලුත් අවුරුද්දට කලින් සැලසුම් කරලා තියෙන ජල සැපයුම අඩුවීම බලපාන ආකාරය. පාරිභෝගිකයන්ට අවශ්‍ය SMS පණිවිඩ මගින් දැනුම් දීලා තමයි අපි ඒ ජල කප්පාදුව සිදු කරන්නේ.
විදුලි බිල වැඩි වුණා. විදුලි බිලත් එක්ක ජල බිලත් වැඩි වෙන්න පුළුවන්.
තවමත් එහෙම තීරණයක නැහැ. ජූන් මාසේ 30 වෙනකම් මේ විලම්භ තමයි යන්නේ. එතනින් පස්සේ දෙවෙනි මාස 6 සඳහා තමයි රිවිෂන් එකක් එනවනම් එන්නේ.
This is the local news on Gold FM.
The Cabinet Committee tasked with maintaining public services discussed the possibility of state employees working online on the 16th and 17th of this month. This was discussed during the meeting chaired by Prime Minister Dr. Harini Amarasuriya virtually yesterday. Additionally, authorities scheduled energy management awareness programs for schools between the 7th and 9th. Discussions also focused on operating universities online where possible. Separately, President Anurukumara Dissanayake met with senior officials from the Ministry of Agriculture today to secure consistent fertilizer supplies for farmers amid the ongoing Middle East conflict. The President's media division stated that the discussion focused on alternative strategies to overcome potential import disruptions caused by the regional crisis. It is alarming that 10% of the students who wrote the advanced level examination last year failed all the subjects. However, that does not mean their future is dark. In fact, there are options that can make them better prepared for the journey ahead. This is according to Professor Krishanta Pathiraja, member of the Governing Council at the National Apprentice and Industrial Training Authority. Speaking to us, Professor Pathiraja said that students pursuing vocational training can help them to be a part of the skilled workforce not only in the country but the world.
Now already they have failed. Now we have to think about how we come out of this situation. Now a lot of vocational development and vocational training authorities available in Sri Lanka. NITA, VTA, German Tech, technical colleges, Maritime College. Why parents put them into this vocational education system? If we put into the vocational education system, they will become a professional from sectors like plumbing, painting, automobile industry and waterproofing technology, and they will become very successful professionals and they will 100% contribute to the Sri Lankan economy.
At the same time, he also had a message to the parents of these students.
Everyone can't become a professor, chartered engineer. Now we have to think about other factors like professional painting, professional plumbing, professional welding. We have to think about. Now time has come to think about these sectors. Now these sectors are highly earned sectors. Sometimes some electrician will be charged per hour more than 3,000, 4,000. Sometimes some plumbers will be charged 4,000, 5,000. Therefore, we have to think about that sectors also. Everyone can't become a professional computer engineer, but he can become a computer technician. That's an important factor. Now in Sri Lanka, there's a huge lack of plumbers, huge lack of painters, huge lack of electricians, welders. With the vocational training authorities like NITA, VTA, German Tech, we have to make the professional welders, painters and plumbers and put them into the national economy.
He also explained on how to obtain information about these courses.
Easiest method is the District Secretariat Office, DS office. Some particular officers are there. They have to go to the DS office and they can get the detail. Now, most of the students are very familiar with the social media and the other websites, internet. They can easily go to the internet and they can easily find out if they interest to go to NITA, where's the nearest location for the NITA center. They can go to that center, the NITA center, VTA centers. There are a lot of instructors are there. They are professionally qualified instructors. They will teach you, they will guide you to which sector you want to come and which sector you can become a successful. Then they have to select that path and they can become a good professional level. And also now VTA, NITA and those institutes also working with the private institutes. That private institutes who they are very related to the some industry related activities like plumbing, welding and this kind of sectors. Now the particular student who has completed their NITA NVQ certificate level, diploma level or advanced diploma level, these private institutes or the private companies quickly they will recruit into their existing positions. Then student will get in a job, experience and also knowledge and the practical knowledge. Both they will get.
The Mount Lavinia Magistrates Court ordered the remand of former State Minister Sivane Sature Sandrakanthan alias Pillayan. Previously held by the CID under detention orders, the suspect appeared in court today over the alleged disappearance of Eastern University Vice-Chancellor in 2006. The magistrate directed that the suspect remain in custody until the Attorney General provides further instructions. The Colombo Chief Magistrate remanded former Sri Lankan Airlines Chief Executive Officer Kapila Chandrasenam until the 17th of this month over the alleged Airbus bribery scandal. The court refused a bail application, noting that no exceptional circumstances were presented to justify the suspect's release. Investigations continue into allegations of bribery surrounding the procurement of Airbus aircraft for the national carrier. Further, the court issued open warrants for the arrest of Shamindra Rajapaksa, son of former Minister Chamal Rajapaksa, and Priyanka Niyomali Vijayanayake, the wife of Kapila Chandrasena. Both individuals are named as suspects in the case. The Controller General of Immigration and Emigration received instructions to arrest the suspects immediately upon any attempt to enter Sri Lanka. Former Minister of Justice Professor G.L. Pires says that service extension should not apply only to the judges in the Supreme Court and the Court of Appeal, but to those in other courts as well. He said this while addressing a media briefing of the joint opposition today. He was also joined by former Justice Minister Dr. Vijayadasa Rajapaksa, and in the interest of clarity, we refrained from dubbing their remarks.
ශ්‍රේෂ්ඨාධිකරණයේ විනිශ්චයකාරවරයෙක් විශ්‍රාම ගන්නේ අවුරුදු 65දී. ඒ තත්ත්වය එහෙමම තිබුණා අවුරුදු 50ක්. දැන් ඒ සම්බන්ධයෙන් වෙනසක් කිරීමට වර්තමාන ආණ්ඩුව සැරසෙනවා කියලා පොතක් පළ වුණා. ශ්‍රේෂ්ඨාධිකරණයේ හා අභියාචන අධිකරණයේ විනිශ්චයකාරවරුන්ගේ විශ්‍රාම ගන්නා වයස අවුරුදු 2ක් කල් දානවා. එනේ ඒ විනිශ්චයකාරවරුන්ගේ නිල කාලය අවුරුදු 2කට දීර්ඝ කිරීම තමයි මේ යෝජිත ප්‍රතිසංස්කරණයේ අරමුණ වන්නේ. දැන් මේකෙන් රජය කරන්ට බලාපොරොත්තු වන්නේ තෝරාගත් අධිකරණ දෙකක්. ඒ උසාවි දෙකේ සේවය කරන විනිශ්චයකාරවරුන්ට පමණක් වෙන කාටවත් නෙමෙයි. තව අවුරුදු දෙකක් කල් දෙන්න ඒගොල්ලන්ගේ නිල වැඩ කටයුතු කරගෙන යනවා. දැන් මේ උසාවි දෙක පමණක් නෙමෙයිනේ මහා අධිකරණය. දිසා අධිකරණ තියෙනවා. මහේස්ත්‍රාත්වරු. දැන් මේ සියලු විනිශ්චයකාරවරුන්ගේ සාධාරණ බලාපොරොත්තුවක් තියෙනවා. ඒගොල්ලන්ට ඉහළ යන්න පුළුවන් වෙයි කියලා. දැන් අනපේක්ෂිත පරිදි ශ්‍රේෂ්ඨාධිකරණයේ හා අභියාචන අධිකරණයේ විනිශ්චයකාරවරුන්ට තව අවුරුදු දෙකක් දීම නිසා ඒක ඍණාත්මක විදිහට බලපානවා අන් සියලු උසාවිවල විනිශ්චයකාරවරුන් සම්බන්ධ. එහෙනම් අපේ පිළියම් සියලුම විනිශ්චයකාරවරුන්ගේ නිල කාලය අවුරුදු එකක් වැඩි කරනවා.
ලෝකේ අනෙකුත් රටවල් ගත්තමත් ශ්‍රේෂ්ඨාධිකරණයේ විනිසුරුවරුන් විශ්‍රාම යනවා අවුරුදු 65දී. අපේ අල්ලපු රට ඉන්දියාව විශ්‍රාම යනවා වයස අවුරුදු 65යි. මෙවැනි සංශෝධනයක් ගෙනාවොත් එහෙම සම්පූර්ණයෙන්ම ශ්‍රේෂ්ඨාධිකරණයේ අභියාචනාධිකරණයෙන් පල්ලෙහා 400ක් පමණ විනිසුරුවරුන් සේවය කරනවා. ඒගොල්ලන්ගේ නීත්‍යානුකූල අපේක්ෂාවන් භංග වෙනවා. ඒ උදවියට කටයුතු කරන්න වෙන්නේ අපේක්ෂා භංගත්වයක් තුළ දැඩි පීඩනයක් අසහනකාරී තත්ත්වයක් උඩ.
The Ministry of Education issued a circular regarding the maintenance of discipline within schools following observations by the court. The directive, based on the Supreme Court order issued for a fundamental rights petition in 2016, stipulates that no physical or psychological harm should be inflicted on any child as a means of punishment or for any other reason. It further stated that there will be zero tolerance for any form of corporal punishment and warns that perpetrators will be dealt with in terms of the law. A bus driver remains in remand custody until the 10th of this month following a fatal collision in Balagolla on the Kandy-Digana main road. The incident claimed the life of a 17-year-old student from Bogahakumbura, while another student receives intensive care treatment at the Kandy National Hospital. The victims travelled by motorcycle to the Pallakele Cricket Stadium for a match between two prominent Kandy schools when a private bus travelling from Madugalla struck them. Police reports suggest the driver failed to control the vehicle's speed before the impact. Consequently, tournament organisers suspended the inter-school cricket encounter.
Now for some news in brief.
The final rites of late former Minister Mahinda Wijesekara will take place at 4 p.m. on Saturday at the Mathura Crematorium. Ministry of Education said that applications for admission of student to vacancies in intermediate grades of national schools, excluding grades 5 and 6 for the year 2026, must be submitted to principals before the 27th of this month.
The business news on Gold FM.
The all-share price index of the Colombo Stock Exchange closed at 21,117.42 points after gaining 51.24 points today. The S&P SL 20 index, however, ended at 5,875.69 points following a 28.41 point loss. Turnover totaled 1.7 billion rupees.
International news on Gold FM.
French President Emmanuel Macron said today that it would be unrealistic to launch a military operation to force open the Strait of Hormuz. His comments came after US President Donald Trump challenged US allies to work towards reopening it. During a trip to South Korea, he said, quote, "Some people defend the idea of freeing the Strait of Hormuz by force via a military operation, a position sometimes expressed by the United States, although it has varied," unquote.
Entertainment news on Gold FM.
Fremantle's new documentary series, The Michael Jackson Story, produced by Emmy Award-winning 72 Films, has been acquired by multiple global territories including France, Italy, Australia, New Zealand, the Netherlands and the Middle East. The series features rare intimate archive footage and revelatory interviews with those closest to the late pop icon.
Sports news on Gold FM.
Sri Lankan cricketer Nuwan Tushara filed a plaint before the Colombo District Court today. This is requesting an order directing the Sri Lanka Cricket to issue a no objection certificate, enabling him to participate in Indian Premier League 2026 and other international Premier League tournaments. Upon consideration of the plaint, it was fixed for hearing on the 9th of April. Sri Lanka Cricket President Shammi Silva, Secretary Bandhu Dissanayake, Treasury Sujiva Godaliadab and CEO Ashley De Silva are named as the plaint's defendants.